Hello, namaste. Today I'm going to guide you through a quick 20-minute gentle flow. And this is something you can do on days where you've just really had a lot of physical work. Maybe you've been in the garden or you do some other kind of training and you just really want to stretch everything out and not get too activated. Also, a wonderful flow to do before bedtime because we're just going to go through a lot of restorative postures and calm the nervous system and just get a good old stretch in a really slow, gentle, surrendering way. Great, so let's come into our first pose. We're going to slide our hips all the way back to our heels in a child. So you can reach your arms out in front of you. Or if your knees are closer in towards each other, you can even bring your arms alongside your body like this. And this will allow your shoulders to just melt to the earth. But in whichever child's pose you're going for, I want you to take a moment here to just connect to the breath. Connecting to the body. Just notice how the breath inflates and maybe presses into the ribs, which is pressing onto the thighs, expanding the back body. And just see with each exhalation, could you ground a little bit more into the earth? So let go of your weight a bit more. Just have a sense of really surrendering, releasing. Just acknowledging the earth beneath us. And if your forehead is pressing down onto the earth, that sends a beautiful calming effect throughout the whole nervous system. One more breath. Then spreading your fingers wide, press your palms into the floor. Inhale, lift up through the head and shoulders. Come all the way into all fours. Connecting to the earth with all four limbs now. So take a moment here just to orient yourself into this new posture. So you might be wanting to sort of sway a little bit side to side, front and backs. Just maybe come in just little circles, just going about, bringing your weight in this circular movement here. And eventually, maybe coming into some hip circles. Or if you want to go into some classic cat-cow, go ahead as well. So just dropping into the body and using this first bit on your hands and knees to just move as the body pleases. It's your body. Whatever you had going on in your day is different to mine. Whether you've been at a desk all day, whether you've been running after your kids, whether you've been out in the garden, just really tapping into how your body is feeling and just using gravity. Use the mat to sort of like push yourself and pull yourself and surrender and open into all the different spaces that you can find. It helps to, if you have a nice sort of soothing music to do this too as well. I forgot to mention this. Otherwise, just the sound of your breath and the sensation of each stretch should be a really nice way to just tap in, just winding your day down. So any kind of gentle, slow, or fast movements. And just a bit of advice, a bit of tips in this intuitive flow is If you find a place where it's a bit more tense, a bit more tight, slow down in that space and breathe into it a little bit more. So the slower you go in the tight spaces, you're actually sort of just being with the body and waiting for the body to open up in its own time. All right, from wherever you are on hands and knees, we're going to come into threading the needle. So bringing your left palm to the middle. Inhale, reach the right arm up to the sky. And maybe just do about 2 nice big circles here with your right arm. Just feeling how this arm is connected to your shoulder socket. And then from here, we're gonna bring the right arm under and threading through the left. Reaching the right arm over the ear, tuck in your chin slightly. And then just enjoying this twist with the top arm. You can bring it behind your back if that feels kind of nice. Or you can just keep it up like this in space. Or bring it over your ear, right? Do you pick? One more breath. Your hips can sway slightly side to side. You don't have to keep them still. Just find a sense of ease through any of the postures. All right, let's bring your left palm back down in front of your face. Inhale to come back up. Let's just do 2 cat-cows here. Beautiful, and then let's bring your right palm to the middle. Inhale, left arm open, reach, and exhale, threading the needle over to the other side. Getting into this twist here. Top hand can come behind. Chin tucks in slightly. Really just enjoying this sense of unwinding. Or rather, the twist is a winding. And when we release the twist, so let's bring the right palm to the front of your face, and then we unwind back to neutral. All right, let's widen our knees and send our hips to the back, taking a wide knee child's pose for a second. You can rest your chin on the mat if that is available to you. This will allow your heart, your belly to just melt down a little bit further into the floor. One more breath. Inhaling to come back to your hands and knees. All right, we're just gonna take 1 or 2 downward facing dogs for this flow. All right, just bring your hips to the sky, bending your knees, just allowing your whole upper body to rest from gravity here. Just allow the heart to melt. Do a yes, do a no with the head, fingers nice and spread. Walking out the dog if you need to. Right, just really stretching through the heel now. Bend the knees, look forward, inhale. We're gonna step or walk to the front of your mat. Inhale to just lift halfway. And exhale, release. Take Uttanasana. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows. And we're just gonna spend a few moments here. This is one of my super favorite poses to do at the end of a long, tiring day when my whole body is just out of sync. Just breathing into the lower back, breathing into the legs. All the blood's rushing from your hips to your head. This is just fabulous for the whole system, right? All of your internal organs are also just getting a break from gravity, just hanging out upside down. And if your ribs are, once again, just pressing slightly against the thighs, that just is so soothing for the nervous system. One more breath. And then we release the hands down to the earth. We're going to inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, we step it back into downward facing dog. Hips to the sky, melt the heart. Just one more breath. And then bring your knees to the floor. Inhale, come all the way up to sit on your heels. All right, so just feeling yourself back in vertical posture. So we've been on our knees, we've been on our feet. Now we are finally just sensing the feeling of being upright. So your spine is nice and tall. Beautiful. And we're going to come and cross our legs and come to sit all the way into a cross-legged position. From here, always nice to start with a couple of hip circles. So just feeling your sit bones one at a time as you draw a little circle on the mat with your pelvis. Getting your shoulders involved, if you like, once again. And then changing directions. Really take it as gently or as dramatic as you like. And pausing once again, just taking it slightly slower in areas that feel that you might just need a bit of softer movements. All right, slowly come back to center here. One breath, long spine, inhale, exhale, grounding into the feet. Very nice. Let's take a moment here just to rub our hands together and then placing your hands on your face, around your neck. Just a bit of self-touch in between practice. All right, from here we're going to stick out our left leg out to the left, bring the right foot in. All right, from here, lengthen out through the spine, keeping the knee soft. If you really can't get this straight, it's fine. You can sit out on a bolster, it's fine too. Taking a couple of side bends here. Left hand, right hand down to the floor. Inhale, exhale, reaching through the right. One breath as we reach. And as we exhale, we're going to bring the right hand down towards the extended leg here. So it's a slight twist. Inhale, lengthen out through the spine. Exhale, twisting down. Surrendering down to the floor. One more breath as we lengthen up. Exhale as we surrender. And just staying for a few more breaths here. And you can just add as much movement or as much stillness as you like. So if we're moving with the breath, we inhale, ripple the spine, lengthen, and exhale, gently surrendering down towards your extended leg. Keep the toes active. One more breath. And then inhale to slowly walk yourself all the way up. And then exhale, we're going to stretch the right leg out to the right and bring the left foot in. Find your sit bones, sitting nice and tall. Placing your right fingertips down. Inhale up and over to the left. Just let the neck be soft, gentle. Resisting through the right hand as we surrender the left side down to the earth. And then slowly inhale, come halfway up, and then turn to twist towards the extended leg. Reach to the left arm. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, come on down. About 4 to 5 breaths here. Taking nice and slow. And you should feel a nice, gorgeous stretch to the left side. If you want, you can even bring your left hand to go around the foot. Soften, soften, soften. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to release. One more breath. then slowly inhale, come back all the way up. We're gonna bring our right foot inside. This time we're gonna come down onto a Baddha Konasana. Soles of your feet touching. Inhale to lengthen up. And exhale, coming down in this beautiful symmetrical pose here. And maybe taking your forearms to the floor if that's available to you. If not, just be content with wherever you are in space. Trying not to round the back and also trying not to bring your head forward like you're forcing your head down towards your feet. It's not a race. It's not a competition. This is only an opportunity for us to just drop in, find a nice stretch. One more breath as we reach our spine forward, exhaling, slowing down. And on the inhale, come all the way back up. All right, coming to almost the final pose now. This is something that I really love doing when I just need to, get all melty. So coming to pigeon. So if you're here in front of your mat, you're gonna lean over to the left and send the right leg back into the back of your mat. Bring your hips high first and then allow the hips to just soften down. Make sure the knee is outside of the left wrist and not inside like this, and your hips are nice and squared. Inhale, just a slightly lengthening the spine, and then exhale, surrendering down. You can rest onto your forearms here. If you have a pillow, you can take it underneath your forehead. But slowly, slowly, you just want to ease your way down into this wonderful hip opener. Breathing into all the spaces where it's maybe talking to you the loudest. And always permission to back off if you feel you've gone too far, right? You always can back off. You don't always have to go deeper, deeper, deeper. Just meet yourself where you're at today. Feel a sense of letting go through the hips, through the left glute. Staying for about 2 more breaths. And then from here, on one of your next inhales, we will gently come back onto your forearms and then onto your palms. Tuck the back toes under to help you lift your hips nice and high. Lean over to the left. Swing the right leg forward. And then we're going onto the other side. Take your time, all right? And if you need to pause in between, right, do a bit of windshield wiping. Actually, this is nice to just ease out both sides. Cool, and then we're gonna lean over to the right, swing the left leg back. Once again, just prepping yourself for sleeping pigeon. Find your hips nice and squared, not leaning over to either side. Inhale, lengthen up through the heart. And exhale, just coming forward, just coming down. And just letting go. Let it all go into the earth. Let the earth receive you in this pose. Let the earth catch you and all of your worries and anxiety and stress or whatever that's going on. Or maybe it's just a lot of activity. Or if you've been sedentary, just a way of tapping in. One more breath. Now, if you love Pigeon Pose and you want to stay longer, you can do this just as, a practice on its own if you like, just before bed, and just stay as long as you like. Otherwise, we're going to come back up, pressing to your palms, just tucking the back toes under, leaning over to the right, send the back leg forward. Beautiful. Take a moment here just to sense in your body what needs to happen to just feel a bit neutral again. So sometimes I just need to get a bit of Dandasana going. So just really shaking out my legs, feel the sit bones press down, lengthening up to the sky. Right. And then let's come all the way to lie on our mats. All the way down. Hugging your knees into the chest. Rocking out side to side. Final pose. This is so crucial to unwind. Find that big sense of unwinding through a long, big day. Part of a nice, gentle flow. Drop the knees to one side. Extend the arm, the opposite arm to the other side. And just take a few moments here to let gravity help you get the best out of this twist. So you're not holding on to anything anymore. You're not trying to balance. It's not a posture that needs any kind of gripping. It's really letting go. I apologize for if you can hear that power tool happening outside. Draw the knees back in, squeeze it in, rock side to side for a bit maybe, and then off to the other side. Again, this pose, sometimes it's just all you need before bed really. And it's hard to do these things on the bed. I mean, you can, but you won't get that solidity of the earth coming up. Well, it also depends how soft your bed is or how hard. So just soften through the jaw, through the eyes, through the eyebrow center now. If there's any more tension in those spaces, just feel it melt away with each exhalation. And then slowly, with awareness through the core, draw your knees back to center again. Happy baby if you like, or any final pose you might want to do. Maybe just squeezing your knees into the chest once again. And happy baby, maybe if you're flexible, you might want to reach and straighten out your legs, pressing slightly through the edges of your legs down towards the earth. And then finally, we're taking Shavasana. So I'm not superly watching the time here. I need to get a digital clock or something when I do these classes, but extending the body, we're just gonna spend a minute or two in a short Shavasana, because if you're going to bed, that will be the long Shavasana, yeah? But just for a few moments, for the whole body to just integrate, to feel the neutrality of your spine, feeling the earth just come up to hold us in all of our natural curves. Feeling your whole body just melt into the earth. Softness, serenity, presence. staying as long as you need to, listening to your body. If you're coming out with me, begin to deepen your breath. Fill your whole body with fresh, nourishing, deep breath. Emptying it out in the exhale, and then feeling the urge for that next inhale. And wriggling fingers and your toes. Rotating head side to side. Reaching your body up into a stretch. Bringing the knees up and let yourself roll over to your favorite side. And then gently pressing yourself back up to a comfortable seat. And if you have a meditation practice, this is the best moment to go into it. After just dropping into the body with all that breath, with all of that movement. Otherwise, let's bring our palms together in front of your hearts. Have a wonderful evening, afternoon, day. I hope you enjoyed this gentle flow, full of gratitude. Namaste.